What's going on, you guys? It's Nick Johnson, your favorite sports YouTube journalist here, back here with another video on today's update in the world of sports. And I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the things that happened yesterday and what to look forward to today. Let's start with a little NFL action. The big news yesterday was that the New York Jets have granted Le'Veon Bell his release. Rather, they released him after they couldn't find a trade partner. Now, Le'Veon Bell, as we all remember, signed on with the New York Jets in the 2019 offseason on a 4-year, $51.2 million contract to bolster up the running back and to help out Sam Darnold and whatnot. And so far, it was really, really uneventful. He had an underwhelming first season, and this season's got off even worse. He had a terrible first game, and he sat off for a couple weeks due to injury, and his usage rate is just basically at an all-time low. Ahead of the likes of Frank Gore and some running back whose name I forgot, I apologize. And Adam Gates was mum on that earlier today, saying that's irrelevant now, but that's a topic of discussion that needs to be addressed. Like, what's the whole point if you weren't going to use arguably one of the best running backs in the game and just basically made him look like an afterthought? So yeah, the Jets have released him yesterday after they couldn't find a trade partner. Biggest reason that the contract that he signed with the Jets was kind of let's just say bloated, and it kind of looked bad to them, and they didn't want to get their hands on that. Kind of like the situation with Leonard Fournette during the offseason when the Jacksonville Jaguars failed to find him a trade partner. Maybe it was because of his contract, but it was like a team-friendly deal. Or maybe they're starting to like value lower-level draft picks on that scenario. But that's a story for another time. But this is kind of like similar to the whole Leonard Fournette situation before the Jaguars released him and signed a 1-year deal to join Tampa Bay. But yeah, in that same scenario. Now, the Jets are going to owe Le'Veon Bell that $6 million that he was guaranteed for this season. Well, he's going to be looking for another team that's going to sign him on a minimum veterans contract, so which is expected. So now there are like some teams in mind that are going to be looking into his services, like a couple AFC teams, like the Patriots. Who knows how to bring veteran players together and conform the Patriot way? You know, as many people have said, that was a concern, but they know how to get the best of their veterans and makes them as a reclamation project nowadays. So, and Bill Belichick knows how to help veteran guys who are like on the downside of their careers, help them revitalize their value a bit. You know what I'm saying? And Bill Belichick's a master at that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in Le'Veon Bell. A question about his fit may arise, but Belichick knows how to work his magic. And I'm a Patriots fan, and I would love to see that happen, even though we already have Sony Michel, who's kind of like an anomaly this season so far. Julian Taylor, who's been a good, nice addition. And Rex Burkhead, but he was more of a receiving running back. But Le'Veon Bell's a two-way player at that, receiving and running and rushing the ball at that. So it might be a nice fit. Kansas City could be a nice addition because Clyde Edwards-Belair, after that spectacular first game, has been kind of silent these last couple weeks. Maybe he'll help Kansas City become like a legit terror on offense. Because, you know, we already know Patrick Mahomes and the receiving core that he has. Just dynamite. If Bell joins there, it's a legit offensive threat that nobody can stop. The Indianapolis Colts. That's probably another good fit. Him and Jonathan Taylor could be a really good running back duo to complement Phillip Rivers because the Colts are going with a much more run-heavy attack than usual. And the passing game with Phillip Rivers and T.Y. Hilton and company is just kind of underwhelming. Plus, we just haven't seen that click between Rivers and Hilton this season as we have in years past when Hilton was catching passes for Andrew Luck and company. So, oh well. And of course, I would say Cleveland, but they're already set with Nick Chubb, who's out for the next several weeks, and Kareem Hunt, who's really revitalized himself. Maybe a reunion with Pittsburgh because that's where Le'Veon Bell basically made his name known. He was a former Pro Bowl and all-pro running back for the Steelers. It got him to the AFC Championship game at one point, even though while over there and making his name known, he had, of course, was suspended for the first couple of games before he became the guy that we know and has dealt with injuries. But he's still like a really good running back in any situation, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers would make a reunion with him. Another good fit would be like San Francisco. You know, the 49ers, even though Raheem Mostert is like the revelation in the Bay Area, you got to think about the other two backs. Like Tevin Coleman can't stay healthy. We already know about Jerick McKinnon, who missed the last 2 years due to torn ACLs and has health concerns as well. But, you know, shit happens. But Le'Veon Bell would probably be a really good fit in San Francisco because Kyle Shanahan's zone run scheme fits that style for him really well. So to see the running back duo of Bell and Raheem Mostert, it'd be a lethal combo. And hopefully it can mask the mistakes come from quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo because he's really struggling, as we all know it to be. Even like before the ankle injury. Like it's not looking good. So far it's not looking good for San Francisco, who have fallen to 2-3, got blown out by the Miami Dolphins last week. So that's a real big concern. And they got to clean that up as soon as possible. So Le'Veon Bell, that would be a really good fit in San Francisco. You know. But yeah, there'll be like really good interest in Le'Veon Bell, who's be looking to take him on a veteran minimum contract while still being paid the $6 million guaranteed money from the Jets. So he won't be in the free agent market for long. And of course, Cam Newton, quarterback of the New England Patriots, is supposed to be rejoining the team tomorrow after missing all of last week due to problems with COVID-19, because he was diagnosed with that last week before what was supposed to be a scheduled game against the Denver Broncos, which now is going to be moved to tomorrow on Sunday morning, rather. So the Patriots will resume action this Sunday morning against the Broncos. So whatever Week 5 matchup, rather their original bye week was supposed to be this week, but since they were played by COVID-19, they had a forfeit last week and used that bye week for that. So, but they will be back in action this Sunday morning against Denver. And I'll let you know on the availability of Stephon Gilmore, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year for New England, because he had COVID-19 as well last week, so I'll keep you updated on that. But Cam Newton's supposed to be rejoining the Patriots tomorrow on practice. Anyways, we're going to shift over to MLB postseason action. The Atlanta Braves managed to hold off and escape with an 8-7 win over the Los Angeles Dodgers last night. The Braves jumped off to an 8-0 lead before the Dodgers, starting in the 7th inning, courtesy of a 3-run homer from Corey Seager, began an enormous rally that had them score 4 more runs in the bottom of the 9th inning and was just 90 feet away from tying the game up and forcing it to extra innings or maybe walk off on a homer before A.J. Pollock grounded out, which ended the game. And with that being said, the Dodgers have now found themselves in a 2-0 deficit against a really, really competitive National League team. That was bound to get to this point, but the way the Braves are playing right now has been via the home run ball, jumping out early, and their pitching staff has been really phenomenal. Outside of last night, the pitching staff has been phenomenal, from the rotation to the bullpen, and it's been a real big surprise right there. And the lineup is nothing needs to be said; it's just lethal from top to bottom, you know. And even at the lower level guys knows how to get it done. That's the reason why they got to this point. And the Dodgers, their pitching staff is good. It's fine. From the staff to the bullpen. It's just that the lineup, the batting lineup, they just have a tendency to be sluggish, chasing after pitches, not forcing your way into counts, thinking more about the home run ball and not just being smartly. Where the Braves are just looking for those pitches, chasing them, rather swinging at foul balls to make sure you get that extra count to get that pitch that you want. You just want to overwork the pitcher. And that's what the Braves have been doing in this series against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have been too complacent. The lineup is just known to be quiet, from Mookie Betts to Cody Bellinger. I mean, Corey Seager was able to light it up last night, but it's just whatever. So the Dodgers need to clean this up as soon as possible, as they will play in the next 20 minutes, if I'm correct. No, rather the next 10 minutes. Rather, they're going to be playing in a while, right after this video ends. They're going to be starting right after this video ends. So, With that being said, Julio Urias is going to be on the mound for the Dodgers. As Clayton Kershaw, who was supposed to be yesterday's starter, was ruled out at the last minute due to waking up with back spasms, and they had to settle for Tony Gonsolin, who really did his thing before the Braves came up huge in the fifth inning. So, but Julio Urias is going to be on the mound for the Dodgers, and Clayton Kershaw is going to pitch at some point in this series. But now's the time for Urias to step up to the plate and show us exactly why we should be here. I mean, I'm a Dodger fan. I really hope they clean this up. And I just hope the batters can stop being too complacent and jump out in the early lead, like set the tone. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that matters here, is just setting the tone. Yeah. Anyways, and then right after that, you're going to have Game 4 of the American League Championship Series between the Houston Astros and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays last night in Game 3 beat the Astros 5-2 to take a 3-0 series lead, and on the verge of sweeping the Astros later on tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific, or 5:20 Pacific, one of the two. Between 5 and 5:30 Pacific on TBS. Make sure you tune into that. Houston had a 1-0 lead before a flurry of mishaps from Jose Altuve, their all-star, superstar second baseman, with its defensive mishaps. Kickstarted a complete 5-run inning for Tampa Bay, which basically all but sealed Houston's fate in that one. And at this point, you got to be feeling really bad for first year manager Dusty Baker. Rather, Dusty Baker's been in the major leagues for a very long time and has been known for having a series of October mishaps. And it's just unfortunate that he has to be put in this situation once again with his team on the verge of being swept. Now, if Tampa Bay wins tonight, it's over, and they'll advance to the World Series for the first time since 2008. But Houston, you can't count those guys out. They have a really deadly lineup, and they're bound to make some opportunities happen when it matters the most. So, God bless them on that. But of course, they can't cheat like they did a couple years ago. But that's whatever. But yeah, if Tampa Bay wins tonight, they move on, and they will sweep the Astros. And the Dodgers, for tonight, they just got to clean up the mishaps that they had, especially in the batting lineup. They got to make something happen. So yeah, with all that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to hit that bell button where you get my daily notification updates of my videos in the upcoming future. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the Dodgers have a chance to win it? Do you think the Rays will complete the sweep? Or do you think the Astros have some fight left in them? And what do you think of the whole Le'Veon Bell situation? Who do you think is going to pick him up? Let me know what you think in the comment section, who's going to pick him up. And let me know what you think about this video. And with that being said, I'm Nick Johnson, your favorite sports YouTube journalist, and I'm out. Peace.